Hey, what is up, guys? I'm here to give you my WWE RAW review for July 7th, 2014. But before I do so, I want to touch up on one thing, and that is the Santino Marella kind of situation. How he ended up retiring. I was doing some searching online, and he ended up retiring. Yeah, he's retiring now. He's gonna from in-ring action. He's not gonna be a wrestler anymore. Um, it's kind of sad because he brought a lot to the kids, I guess. But I don't really care that he retired. To be honest with you, I never really was a huge Santino fan. I liked him when he came in the WWE and was treated like a legitimate wrestler. But once he was used for comedy, I didn't care about him. So I guess it's good. I mean, I found out he's 40 and was born in Canada, so don't know why they said he was born in Italy. So it's weird. But anyhow, yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch up on that. Um, and I'm just trying to I'm still, if you can tell, adjusting and making videos because there were certain things I would forget to do when I was making a video, like the scheduling when I have to make the video, um, like a good time to make the video. Just kind of like the custom thumbnails, I would forget how to put them up. It's hard to adjust, kind of coming back to Massachusetts from North Carolina. I'm still kind of adjusting, but I'm gonna work on it. I probably will be adjusted by next week or something. But I'm here to give you my Raw review like I always do. We have JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary. Um, and Roman Reigns comes out, he cuts a promo talking about, and we find out, by the way, that the Authority, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, are on vacation this week, so they're not on the show. So I don't really know who was making the matches since they don't have a GMs because Brad Maddox is gone and Vicky Guerrero is gone. So I'm assuming they either made the matches before the show or Randy Orton, Kane, and Seth Rollins were in charge. I really didn't know how that worked out. I kind of wish they explained that. But Roman Reigns comes out and talks about how he's gonna destroy everybody though, no matter what. He's gonna come out, he's gonna destroy everyone at Battleground and become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Um, and then Kane comes out and they start fighting. They just stop brawling. No one says anything. Um, she, Roman Reigns actually says, you used to be the devil's favorite demon, but now you're just Triple H's lapdog and Randy Orton's bitch." So then they just stopped brawling. It was a good brawl. Guys from backstage come out. You see Jamie Noble and Finlay come out, which was cool. They were like in the WWE when I started wrestling, anyways. When I started watching the company in 2007. And I think Finlay was like one of the first wrestlers I ever saw, and so was kind of Jamie Noble. So it's kind of cool to see them. Roman Reigns, though, ends up shoving Jamie Noble and spearing Finlay, and then he gives the Superman punch to Kane, and then Roman Reigns ends up standing tall, which was cool. And then we got the first match. It was Eric Rowan and Luke Harper versus the Usos, the tag team champions, Jimmy and Jay. Good match, as always. It really was impressive when Harper this time went to do the suicide dive. One of the Usos caught him, and then the other Uso. See, like I said, I hate reviewing Uso matches because I have to say this Uso than that Uso because I can't tell which one's which. Kicked him in the head, and Harper ended up kicking out. And there was another part in the match when Harper ended up when Rowan ended up getting shoved, and Harper hit a powerbomb on one of the Usos, and you thought that was over, but the other Uso comes in and breaks up the pinfall, and then Harper pins one of the Usos with a clothesline for the win, and they're probably going to continue this feud and have tag team championship match. I would like to see like some sort of stipulation this time. I don't want to just keep seeing the same tag team match over and over again. I want you to change it up a bit, make it like a tornado tag team match. Or what you can do is maybe put a fatal 4-way tag team match. Put Cody Rhodes, also known now as Stardust, and Goldust, and put Ryback and Curtis Axel and a Fatal 4 elimination match at Battleground. I think that would be awesome. Then you can do a final match between the Usos and Harper and Rowan when they become the new tag team champions at SummerSlam. Nikki Bella had a match with Alicia Fox, and both divas had to have one hand tied behind her back, but Alicia Fox the match never started. This was kind of boring. I usually like Alicia Fox tirades, but I just found this boring for some reason. Rusev with Lana, and I was gonna say usually I would say has a squash match, but he actually fought Rob Van Dam. He actually fought a worthy opponent here. And Rusev, since they were in Canada, so they couldn't really trash America this time because it wouldn't get him any heat. They just said that they have to bow down to the leader Vladimir Putin or whatever his name is, and because Canada is connected to France, so yeah. Then but the match was good. I really liked the match. LVD came in as this underdog. Good match. Rusev wins with the camel clutch. And during the match, Zeb Coulter cut one of those little mini-tron promos. And it challenges Rusev to a match at Battleground. Jack Swagger. At Battleground. So it's going to be Jack Swagger versus Rusev. I think that's awesome. Next match was Randy Orton versus Dean Ambrose. Great match. I thought I was kind of going into it, kind of saying I didn't really want to see it because it felt like I thought it was going to be the same thing as it was on SmackDown, but it wasn't. It was a good match. Dean Ambrose did a DDT. Randy Orton threw him into the steel steps twice, shoulder first, because he still has the shoulder injury. I don't know if it's a storyline or not, to be honest with you. I was making sure I didn't miss something, by the way. And then Dean Ambrose did his normal clothesline, the suicide dive, and then Ambrose just afterwards went ballistic. He started, he was beating the shit out of Randy Orton outside the ring. He takes a bunch of chairs and starts throwing them in the ring, and then Randy Orton though ends up capitalizing. He works on the injured shoulder. He throws it into the steel post, and then he does the drop down DDT off the apron. On the outside of Dean Ambrose, and he tries to take a count out victory, but Ambrose gets in just in time. He tries to roll him up a couple times, but Orton keeps hitting out. And when he goes to do the clothesline the second time, Orton hits the RKO and gets the win. So I was really happy that this match was fair. There was no DQ, no run-ins. It ended up being a clean match, which was good. And Orton came out with the victory, which I'm happy about. I really like me. Well, I think Dean Ambrose looks strong. I don't really know why I said I really like Randy Orton. I don't know. I do like him, though. He's cool. But it's kind of good for him. Both guys look really strong. It was a good match. Then John Cena got interviewed. Talked about how I think Seth Rollins has a chance to become Money in the Bank or something. And then Roman Reigns and him had a face-off. And he said he's going to need luck to face him at Battleground, so... Alberto Del Rio fought Dolph Ziggler with Fandango on commentary. We found out that all Fandango, Alberto Del Rio, and Dolph Ziggler are going to be in the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal. Yeah, the match was boring. Mainly because of the commentary. I'm finding Fandango's voice very annoying. I think he should just talk in his normal voice, but he can't do that. So that's what this match was annoying. So I turned it on mute, and then the match was good. The winner the winner of this match became the number one contender to Sheamus' United States Championship at Main Event, which was last night. And I'm actually going to watch Main Event. It looked like a good show. And we found out that Chris Jericho is going to have the highlight reel with Bret the Hitman Hart, which is awesome. So I'm going to watch Main Event, and I will get a review up for you if it's good. If it sucks, actually, I'll do a review of Main Event. Don't expect Main Event reviews all the time, though. Main Event's not that good. It has its moments when it's good, but then it has its moments when it's shit. So don't expect Main Event reviews all the time. There are just points where I don't feel like watching Main Event, But I'm gonna watch main event, and if it's good, I'll start doing some main event reviews. But if it's bad, um, don't expect it. Kind of the same thing with TNA right now. I'm not watching much of TNA. You're not gonna get a TNA review from me until Bound for Glory. I'm gonna do like a predictions video for Bound for Glory, and then I'll watch Bound for Glory. But you're not gonna get me any TNA reviews because TNA was god awful. But anyhow, yeah, the winner of this got the main event match. Fandango ended up getting on the table, dancing. I think they played his theme song. That's what one of my friends texted me. And then Del Rio, I think, won with a kick to the head. So I think they're gonna do some gay feud with Dolph Ziggler and Fandango. Why do you have to bring Dolph Ziggler into this? Why couldn't you have bring somebody else like R-Truth or something? I don't know why Dolph Ziggler is getting brought into the joke feud. I guess he's getting on TV. I guess though. Stardust was backstage. They kind of cut the same promo. Him and Goldust cut the same promo. It's kind of, I understand them less than the Wyatt family, which is Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan, by the way. So if I can't understand them worse, and I was kind of doing other stuff as this was on, so I really had no clue in the world what they said. And then Bret Hart returns. Awesome stuff. Jerry the King Lawler introduced him. We talked about how the last time they were in Montreal was when he had his heart attack and he didn't think he'd ever be back again. He didn't even think he'd ever be alive again afterwards. But he thanked the doctors. But I guess he feels bad for ruining like the moments that Bret Hart and Pat Patterson were gonna have, which I don't know why he really would, since yeah, I don't really know why he said that. And then so then he brings out Bret Hart and he talks about if just kind of the formative stuff that he's happy to be back. If he was gonna wrestle again, he'd gonna wrestle in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And then Damien Sandow comes out dressed like Bret Hart, and he calls him the Bret the Hitman Sandhart. And he kind of just talks about how he's better, how he never got to stand in the ring. He just kind of makes himself better. And the one thing that he said that I really liked was you were never the best talker, were you? And then Bret Hart punches him. He's like, but I am a good puncher. It was something like that. But these Damien Sandow things, I thought were bad, but they're doing better stuff with them on, man. I like the Vince McMahon one and the Bret Hart they did. Those were awesome. I think if you keep them awesome, this could work. I like the. I mean, Damien Sandow, I do think should be doing other stuff. Should be fighting for should be in a better role. But I really like the role. I'm starting to grow into it now a little bit. It is sad though because if it's a waste of talent, but he's making it work. And even if some of them are goofy, he does do them. Like he must really care about the business to do this stuff, you know. Vince, but him playing the Vince McMahon and the Bret Hart role, that was cool. But then Sandow had a match with Sheamus. Sheamus won. We found out that Sheamus is going to be in the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal. I don't really know why, since he's the U.S. champion. So it's obvious he's not going to win it because he's the U.S. champion. The Miz got interviewed. He finds this letter from, what was his name? I don't remember his name, but from this fan that kind of just talked about how sad he was when Chris Jericho stole his moment. So, obviously the letter probably wasn't real, but I liked it. Then we got the match between Chris Jericho and The Miz. Good match. Good back and forth action with the DDTs, the lion salts, the big boots. And Miz is playing the role like he doesn't like to get hit in the face like Cody Rhodes did when he was in the dashing gimmick. But then Jericho ends up, Miz gets him in the figure four, but he grabs the ropes, and then Jericho ends up punching him in the face, gets him in the walls, and Jericho wins by submission. And then the Wyatt family come out. Bray Wyatt just Bray Wyatt talked about how Chris Jericho needs to save himself, and asking why you haven't saved anybody yet. And he is inspiration. And then Jericho just tells him to shut the hell up. He's going to do the talking now. He says he's done enough talking. He's going to do some fighting. He's about to go fight him, but then Harper and Rowan come up on the stage, and Jericho kind of goes into retreat mode. So I thought this was fine. The Funkadactyls fought Paige and AJ Lee. The Funkadactyls consist of Cameron and Naomi. I don't really know what's going on with the Paige AJ feud. I think they're going to cool off on it. I'm going to tell you why in a second. Cameron has no interest in tagging in the match, so it's really a handicap match. And when she finally comes in, she loses off the Paige Turner, so nothing surprising here. And then the Funkadactyls stop brawling, so I think they're officially broken up now. So I think they're going to do this feud for Battleground, and then at SummerSlam, you can do AJ Lee versus Paige, which I'm fine with. I think that should be like a big pay-per-view match you should do instead of like a throwaway like Battleground. So I'm fine with this one. John Cena's back. No, not yet. Cesaro with Paul Heyman fought Kofi Kingston. Paul Heyman mentioned that Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania 30 to 21-1. And then Cesaro, they were having like a good aggressive match. I'm liking how they're kind of having Cesaro be aggressive, but he keeps losing now. He lost off a roll-up again. It's like, why is he losing? He lost to last week. He couldn't do the job to Big E. Like, he couldn't get like Big E enough to beat him down. And then when he tried to attack Kofi, Big E fought him off. Like this Heyman thing. Heyman's supposed to help Cesaro. If he doesn't win the IC title, I don't really see him helping him at all. He didn't win the US title. He didn't win the WWE World Heavyweight title. He really needs to win this IC title because it's getting to the point where it's getting old. Heyman needs to help him somehow. He needs to benefit from this because then he was better off staying with Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger of the Real Americans, you know? So I really think Heyman needs to help him somehow. And I think Cesaro is going to win that Battle Royal. I know it. And it's clear as day. So I really think that's what's going to happen. And then John Cena was backstage. Seth Rollins comes up. Earlier in the night, Randy Orton, Kane, and Seth Rollins were backstage, by the way. And Randy Orton mentioned how he's hated starting. Seth Rollins says he won't cash in the Money in the Bank if Kane and Randy Orton become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Randy Orton says he's starting to hate that kid. And then Kane says he's starting to hate Randy Orton. So I don't really know what that's going to go. But Seth Rollins comes up and talks about how he just wants to have a conversation, saying that that's possible that during the match he could get laid out and he can cash in the Money in the Bank contract and become the new champion. But it might not be you. It might be Kane. It might be Randy Orton. He didn't mention Roman Reigns, though. So then John Cena says, you have the ticket, but tonight you're just fighting the champion. This is going to be the fight of your life. Something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like around that detail. Then El Torito fought Bo Dallas. This was probably the worst match he's had, but it was still kind of cool. Bo Dallas won, and that's about it. John Cena then fought Seth Rollins. It was actually a pretty good match. One thing I liked is usually John Cena would do that bulldog in the beginning, but Seth Rollins scouted it pretty well, which was cool. But then Cena got him in the STFU. Kane's Pyro came out, and he came out. But then Randy Orton attacked Cena from behind, and Kane and Orton just started stomping away at Cena. And then Roman Reigns came out, laid out Kane with the Superman punch, then Randy Orton. And then Seth Rollins laid out Reigns with the briefcase, and then he does the same to Cena. He goes to cash it in, but Dean Ambrose attacks Seth Rollins. They fight to the back. Then John Cena hits the FU on Randy Orton, and then Roman Reigns at the Spirit Kane. And they raise each other's hand, and they boo Cena, so Roman Reigns rubs it in his face. That was Raw this week. Good show. I think the best part of the show was Chris Jericho with the Wyatt family, how he actually cut him off. I also liked, what else did I like? I did like the Cesaro-Kofi match. I just don't get why Cesaro's losing now. It seems like he's on this random losing streak. I like the Dean Ambrose-Randy Orton match. I like the Damian Sandow coming out like Bret Hart. I like the fact that Rusev actually had a legit match with RVD. And I think I liked the Usos Wyatt Rowan and Harper match. That was good. So Raw was good this week. I really liked it. And I'm gonna watch Main Event. I'll watch it off my Xbox in a few minutes. And that's about it. So all I have to say is I'm not gonna do the links. I'm back. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, later on today. But all I have to say is peace out.